How would you like to learn about a financial strategy that's been used by some of the richest families for over a century? It's a strategy that will make it possible for you to build a pile of cash while you're making all those payments you have. If your answer is yes, then the next few minutes just may transform your financial future. Hi, I'm best-selling personal finance author Tony Manganello. For nearly 30 years, my business partner John Commuta and I have helped over 3 million people completely transform their financial futures. And over the next few minutes, you're going to learn 3 cash flow secrets that will show you how you can make that transformation too. Cash flow secret number 1 is just because you can make your payments doesn't necessarily mean you can afford them. Let me say that again. Just because you can make your payments doesn't necessarily mean you can afford them. Let me clarify. Just think about the past 10 years and how much cash has flowed through your fingers. I'm talking about your net bring home income. For example, if you're bringing home 50 grand a year, then over the past 10 years, that's $500,000. But do you feel like you're halfway to becoming a millionaire? The reality is that you probably feel closer to broke instead of someone who has generated $500,000 in personal income, don't you? That's why cash flow secret number 1 is just because you can make your payments doesn't necessarily mean you can afford them. Because if you could afford your payments, you'd be sitting on a pile of cash right now, wouldn't you? Think about it. The reason you're not sitting on a pile of cash is because of all those payments you thought you could afford. Sure, those payments have helped you get the things you deserve because who can write a check for 25 grand to buy a car or plop down like $250,000 for a house? Payments, they are a reality of life, but there is a secret to escaping the payment trap and building up a pile of cash. And that's exactly what cash flow secret number 2 is all about. Cash flow secret number 2 is what matters is the kind of account you use to make payments. Remember our example with the $500,000 in cash flowing through your fingers? What kind of account do you think that small fortune flowed through? It was your bank checking account, wasn't it? All a bank checking account does is give you a place to park your cash between getting paid and making payments. And when you make all of your payments, that cash, it's gone for good. Your checking account reduces you to just being a middleman between that small fortune and wealth you're already generating and those you're making payments to. But what if there was an account that allowed you to make your payments, and after you made those payments, those payment dollars stayed in that account, earning you interest and dividends for your future? Well, there is, and that's what leads us to cash flow secret number 3. Cash flow secret number 3 is you need a copy of the ebook, Your Private Family Bank, written by my partner, John Commuta. In it, you'll learn about an incredible account called the Private Family Bank. With the Private Family Bank, you can do 2 things with each dollar you have on deposit. You can pay off your debts and use those same debt-eliminating dollars to simultaneously build a pile of cash for your future. You can buy a car and use those same car-buying dollars to build a pile of cash for your future. You can take vacations and use those vacation-paying dollars to, you guessed it, build a pile of cash for your future. The Private Family Bank is the only kind of account that lets you use every single dollar on deposit to make payments today, while those same payment dollars simultaneously build you a pile of cash for your future. If you'd been using a Private Family Bank over the past decade, you would be sitting on a pile of cash right now. And when it comes to your missing pile of cash, the Private Family Bank is a game changer. To find out more about how a Private Family Bank can help you make payments and build a pile of cash simultaneously, get your hands on a copy of the ebook, Your Private Family Bank, for only $7. And you know what? If you don't like it, just email us within 30 days for a complete refund. No questions asked. Here's the bottom line. The reason you are not sitting on a pile of cash right now is because you've been making payments with the wrong kind of account. Using a Private Family Bank, though, is how you can change that. So get clicking and get your copy now. Your pile of cash is waiting.